You're listening to the smartest guys in marketing, the best show on the planet for client businesses to learn about traffic, funnels, sales, conversions, and marketing coolness. Chris and Taylor are the founders of Traffic and Funnels, a digital marketing consultancy helping you get paid clients from cold traffic daily. Now, here are your hosts, Chris and Taylor.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the smartest guys in marketing. Here with your professional hosts, Chris Evans and Taylor Welch.
I feel chronically disrespected in this relationship when you hit record without me.
That's good for you, man. The Lord put me in your life to disrespect you.
So, hey, we're talking today about a free way to borrow hundreds of thousands of dollars in marketing and advertising tests and secrets. But before we do, I feel like we need to just put a reminder out there that no matter where people are, their life could always get worse.
Why are you even saying that? I'm interested in what's going on in your life.
So today is the worst day of my life, basically. I got my favorite coffee, my new favorite coffee from Starbucks, a venti vanilla sweet cream cold brew. It's a beautiful day. It's like 64 degrees, which is rare because we're in the middle of June. And it's like 6:30, so I'm headed to the office early, and I get up to the office. It's this nice pad. If you haven't seen it, got a nice little couch.
It is a nice office. I will admit that.
So I sit down, and then I just, like, for some reason, rather than moving my arm over my drink, I just move my arm right through the drink and pour it onto the ground. It's all gone. There's a big giant stain now in the carpet in my office. And it took me a while to realize what was happening. So I just sat there and looked at it and wondered why my life was so hard. Pretty much.
Meanwhile, you're texting me this, and I'm just like rolling over here.
I texted him, and Chris is like, well, my wife made me a brand new professional style latte with latte art. I'm like, screw you, bro.
She did. But here's the difference, bro. Like, I bought my wife an espresso machine.
Dude, I bought my wife so much more stuff than you have, bro. Oh my gosh.
Buying her a Kate Spade bag is not going to get you where you want to go in life.
Try like 30 Kate Spade bags and a Kate Spade watch, Kate Spade glasses. And then to make matters worse, hold up. I'm not done telling people how
then you had to clean it up.
Then I had to clean it up. I had to use like a whole roll of paper towels. And then I go
toilet paper. It's like the extra toilet paper you have in your room just in case.
All right.
You never know.
Making this a little weird. And then, so I go to Starbucks and I just like, before I go in, I like hit myself, made myself start crying a little bit and was like, told him I got mugged. So I got a free replacement. So it's all good. Then I get back to the office and I put my AirPods in and I didn't realize that last night the case wasn't charged. So they didn't charge. They were just like 10%. So now I'm recording this podcast like a peasant with sound coming through my MacBook rather than AirPods.
Oh, man.
Dude, we either lost a whole crop of listeners who are like these entitled little D's, or people like us even more. All of this is true story, by the way.
Yeah. So
here we are.
Life could be worse.
Never take anything for granted. You never know what a day may bring.
You never know if you're going to spill coffee all over yourself.
So you want to get started on kind of what we're talking about today, or you want me to kind of...
Yeah, well, I think the topic of this came up because we noticed something, kind of a trend. And one of the things, if you have awareness, in your business, there is so much that you can learn and that you can take and implement from what other people are doing. And so this came up, this conversation, we were talking about, hey, what are we going to do for the podcast? Some ideas on how to borrow hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not literally millions of dollars in marketing and advertising knowledge for free. It's all around. Like, it's literally right in front of you, but you have to be aware that it's happening. And then how you can take it and obviously not copy it, right? But put it in your own style, your own language, and implement it for your business. So tell us, like, Taylor, why this kind of came up and how people can actually do this.
Let's back up a little bit. Like, when we told the story about how we got started and how we got good. And for me, that was, and I think you still do this, Chris, is like copying old ads out by hand. It's how I got good at copywriting. And I would take Gary Halbert letters. I would take ads from Eugene Schwartz. I still have a folder on Evernote that has almost 2,000 sales letters in it. And I would copy these out by hand every single day because there's great wisdom to modeling what works well and teaching yourself how to model that. What I didn't do was start drafting emails to the Halbert Foundation telling them why his headlines should have been better. Okay, like literally, how much of a dumbass do you have to be to do that? Like even that example is like, okay, what dumb psycho is actually going to do that? And yet we have an ad right now, has almost 400 comments, almost as many likes. It's producing over almost 20K a day. It's producing right around a little bit more than $15,000 a day in revenue. It's obviously working. And rather than people saying, oh man, why is this working? Let me kind of model this. Let me copy this down.
What can I learn from this? They've obviously
We've got people that are hopping on there that are giving us their opinion or saying this doesn't work. My favorite yesterday, I used to work in the internet marketing industry and it was a scam. You'll never make money online. Okay, well, she has serious mental issues that is probably going to prevent her from behaving as a model citizen in any environment. But we've got a bunch of people who today they're online and they're too stupid to learn what works for other people.
Yep.
And it's amazing. Like it's like they're missing it. Like if you would learn to borrow the things that work that you see around you and find a way to like implement or synthesize that into what you're doing, your life, your business, everything would change. But we got a bunch of people who want to give their own opinion and then you go to their profile and they're like on food stamps. It's like, okay, whoa.
Or they just have like cat videos.
Yeah, their profile picture is like a cat with demon eyes. That guy one time.
I think all cats have demon eyes. Yeah, it's really, really true, man. It's like instead of looking at, oh my God, how do they get this much attention, this much engagement? How can I apply this to my business? Instead of doing that, they look at the surface and they let whatever past bad experiences they might have had really hinder the potential of what they could glean from this and implement into their own business. And it really shows that they're naive and extremely ignorant.
I think just like completely stupid is a better word than naive. I was talking with Derek Halpern last night about this and we were comparing which comments are like meaner because he's got the same thing with his ads. In fact, like if you go to this profile, the one guy, it's hilarious, dude. This one guy that was trying to sell him services, total idiot. And I think the comment that won was just like me going on and saying your mom and then watching people lose their minds. So I was like, why would I register for this? Your mom. And then people are like, oh my God, that's so professional. It's just like hilarious. But no matter where you are, like the more relevant you become, you're going to get these people come out of the woodwork. Derek's got it. We've got it. Sam's got it. All of the people that we know that are running ads, but it's sad. It's on one hand, it's entertaining. On the other hand,
President Obama has it.
President Obama.
Yeah, it's true. So step one, don't be stupid.
Yeah. Unless you are, there may just be nothing that anyone can do for you.
We might just not be able to help you.
So yeah, step one. And step two is model what's working or analyze.
Pay attention. I'd say pay attention. Like be aware because it literally is all around. And that's part of, I think, why one of the reasons we are the smartest guys in marketing. You guys like that? No, but we're like super aware and just paying attention to stuff that's happening around us and looking at different ideas of how we can take a piece of that and implement it for what we want to do in our business.
Yeah.
And one thing you'll also, I don't think I've ever seen this, Taylor, is I've never seen a high level person just hate or totally disparage somebody else's marketing or their ad.
No, probably because of this lesson.
Yeah. So it's usually like just the bottom of the barrel people.
It's the bottom feeders. Kind of stuff. It's the bottom feeders. It's the catfishes of the world who just feed on the dead, rotting meat on the bottom of the lake. That's who you are if you're coming in and you're blowing up and trolling our ads. You know? Now, some of that is fine with us because it's like adding to the comment queue. Honestly, it's adding like for good or for bad. Like we're creating ripples and being polarizing. And that's another lesson that we can talk about in marketing. But personally, Yeah, we learn from everybody out there. Anything that we can. If something's working, even if our first impression is like, how dumb, wait a minute. It's working. Why is it working? Analyze it. Is there something we're missing? Is there something new? Is there a new trend that we haven't picked up on?
Yeah.
It's at that level that you start being able to pull from everyone else and everyone else's collective brain power to improve the caliber, the efficiency, and ultimately the results and the ROI of what you're doing in your own marketing.
Yeah. And I think one thing that's really important is looking at the people who you don't necessarily agree with. Maybe it's their lifestyle. Maybe it's how they market. You don't have to take the whole thing, but you can take pieces of what they're doing, right? Mm-hmm. And just have an open mind about what they're actually accomplishing. Even, I'm going to just like go a little bit further here, even if you think they might be a total scam or a total douchebag.
That's a great point. In fact, that just happened. I'm sure this happens to you all the time with, I won't say his name. It rhymes with pie. But somebody did message me the other day about somebody who's actually doing a quite phenomenal job with his marketing, and he's pretty polarizing, and people are either love him or they're like terrified of him in running for the hills, which is where you kind of want to be. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, what is wrong with this person? The guy that messaged me is one of our clients, and he messaged me and he was like, what's wrong with this person? I was like, dude, he knows his market. He's very polarizing and he's doing a pretty good job at splitting the crowd. And our client messaged me back and he was like, wow, what a political answer. I love it. I said, no. There's nothing political about it. Mm-hmm. It's learning and recognizing other players for what they are. And there's almost like this secret club that we get into where we're all learning from each other. And somebody maybe have a different taste than we do or a different flair than we do. Of course, none of it's as good as our flair, but who am I to say that? But there's always things you can learn from other people.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good. So do your thing.
You do
your thing, baby. You do you.
And when you're setting a drink on a table, make sure that you move your arm around it so you don't knock it on the floor.
Yeah.
Listen, that may be the most powerful lesson of this podcast.
It probably is. Yeah. If you haven't listened to anything else or learned anything else, that should be the thing.
By the way, Chris was just on maternity leave last week at the lake.
Wow.
Oh, wait, vacation. Sorry. Same, feels the same.
Bro, that'll be you soon.
How was that?
Oh my God. It was amazing.
What did you do?
I just cruised on the boat and watched the sunset. That was it, dude. Like, we didn't have Wi-Fi. I deleted all the apps on my phone and I forced myself into rest. Man, it was really good. Because we've been pushing pretty hard.
Yeah.
And we've had like kind of some turmoil in the business a bit, since the last time I took a break. So I think we don't realize, like, especially as entrepreneurs, how much that really stacks up.
Yes.
One thing that you kind of go through and then you add on to it. If you don't take the time to kind of just chill out and disconnect, then it adds up and you just carry all this weight and heaviness.
Yeah. Now, if you guys are wondering what turmoil Chris is talking about, you got to get the memos. trafficandfunnels.com/memos. We uncover a lot of things that we're learning and growing through in the business. And it's been awesome, man. Like, part of that turmoil just has come from fast growth. In the last 3 months, we've done almost as much in revenue that we did all of 2016. Holla at your boy. But that brings problems that you have to solve.
You have to have the cojones to deal with that. Hey, that brings up a real quick point that like really ties it into this. The memos are what, $7?
Yeah, I don't know, something like that.
$10, something like that. So, this is like, we had a guy reach out and like basically he was like, hey, what's in the memos? What's the value? Like, it's $7, dude. Like, freaking buy the memos, right? He's instead of just making a decision, pulling the trigger and buying the memos, like, he's wanting to be sold and take our time to find out like what's the value in the memos. And that's another, just another example of don't be stupid. Like, we obviously have a really successful business and you have the opportunity to get something in the mail from us about our experiences and what we're walking through and what you can learn. And just that mindset and that level of thinking is what keeps people broke and keeps people from moving forward in their business. So I thought I'd point that out because you just reminded me of that when you were talking about the memos.
Yeah, he messaged me and I was like, dude, don't subscribe.
What did he actually say? What was his first thing?
He was like, hey, man, I need some more info on the memos. Like, what does it include? And I said, watch the video that I just put together. He said, I already watched it, but I just needed a little bit more influencing. And I said, it's $7. If you need influencing, you don't need to subscribe. And he said, haha, I like it that you held your ground. I'll be back. I said, WTF. And then I unfriended him. And then I'll probably make fun of him later just to show people what not to do.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
Yeah, man. It's just a lack of the ability to invest in yourself. And it goes, we'll talk more about that later because we have a lot to say about risk. Risk is one of my favorite things to talk about. We are where we are because of our ability to take risk, because of our tolerance for risk, because of our ability to analyze and assess risk, because of our ability to minimize downside and really protect that while leveraging the upside. And people don't know how to do that. They don't know how it works. They're scared of everything. They're like little freaking baby puppies who can't walk outside without putting their tail between their legs. And that's why you got all these business owners who are just stuck commenting on our ads.
Yep.
This isn't us berating people. This is just us saying, like, there are things that you have to change. You have to think like a different person if you want to grow,
Yep.
We'll talk more about that.
Cool.
Down the road. Dude, I'm just saying, this is the best office I can see the whole world right now. I'm just looking at the pyramids of Egypt out my window. I know.
Oh my God. All right, we're going to end this before it gets any weirder.
All right.
See you guys.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.